Welcome inside the Pat Bowlen Fieldhouse for Broncos Country Connected. Denver's wide receiving core is now set through 2024 as Courtland, Sutton, and Tim Patrick have signed much-deserved contract extensions. Monday morning, Sutton inked a 4-year deal worth more than $60 million, while Patrick penned a 3-year, $30 million contract over the weekend. Courtland Sutton, Denver's second-round pick in the 2018 draft, has the most targets without a drop among all wideouts this season with 65. Tim Patrick entered the league as an undrafted free agent and was cut by 3 different teams before he landed on the Broncos practice squad in October of 2017. A little over 4 years later, he's the league's best receiver in man coverage with a passer rating just over 157. And this is just a small sampling of what Broncos Country can expect from this dynamic duo over the next few years.
I've done a lot of deals over the years, but these two just feel really good. They're 2 of our core players, important parts of what we're building as a team. And it's a priority for us to reward and secure these type of players for the long term.
This is something you could only dream of, being undrafted and starting from the bottom. Why would I want to leave somewhere that believed in me? Just by them putting the offer on the table, I was ready to sign right away. I'm forever thankful for the Broncos because they didn't have to sign me. I could have been out of the NFL, and just by them giving me a chance, it made all this possible.
Both these players are contagious to our whole locker room. If you let those guys go, you have no chance.
I want to thank God for being in this position. This is amazing. This is such an honor and a privilege to be in this space. I'm honored to be able to represent the Denver Broncos and continue to represent the Denver Broncos. And physically, mentally, there's always space to get yourself better. So saying that I'm at a peak, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that I'm in a better space than I was when I tore my ACL. But I won't say that I'm at a peak. I feel like there's always room to improve. I have space in my game that I can continue to improve on. I have qualities of my life just as a man that I can continue to improve on and become better. So I'm not gonna say that I'm at a peak, but I'm at a really good space and continuing to get better.
We grew together. I came in a little bit earlier, but it's kind of like we both came in at the same time because my first year, considered the P squad, it doesn't really count. So we kind of came in together and we just seen each other grow and we seen each other get better day in and day out. And I don't think you could come up with a better story than us both getting a contract here and being able to lead this team to some more wins.
Well, now with more on the big contract extensions for Courtland Sutton and Tim Patrick, plus where the Broncos stand 10 games into the season, let's send it over to Lionel Bienvenu, Troy Rank, and Ryan Harris in the Denver 7 studio. Guys?
Thanks, Alexis, and welcome to our Denver 7 segment brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Guys, the bye week is over. We are into back to business week. Now, Troy, George Paton taking care of business. He signed the top 2 receivers, Courtland Sutton and Tim Patrick, to long-term deals.
Yeah, I like this because of what they represent. They are core players moving forward. They do everything you want in a winning player, from work ethic. Sutton's a team captain. You look at Tim Patrick, he brings energy. He's had basically 1 drop over the past 2 seasons. So, yes, could they be more productive with the right quarterback? Possibly, but you've got to have them in place if you're going to go after quarterbacks and make this offense better in the future.
Yeah, Ryan, what does this say to the other players? Does it send a message, as a former player yourself, we're serious about keeping you here and paying you if you show us you can get it done?
Well, it absolutely does, and that's why you saw a lot of players come out on Twitter and say, hey, congratulations, well earned. Caden Stearns was one of them. And it also sends a message to the players who haven't gotten re-upped yet. So this is a sign of, hey, if you're going to be a part of this team moving forward, these are the kinds of guys that you have to act like in the locker room, and this is the kind of production we need from you on the field. So messages being sent to players of all kinds on the roster with these 2 signings.
All right, here we go. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. 7 games left with 5 games, guys, against AFC West opponents ahead. This is how the West will be won. We got the Chiefs winning 4 in a row. They're on top at 7-4. Raiders have lost 3 in a row, tied with the Broncos at 5-5. And the Chargers at 6-4, coming to Empower Field at Mile High on Sunday. Ryan, if the Broncos have any hope here, they got to win the big games at home. and this is the one to get it started.
Absolutely. And the good news is you can believe in what you're seeing if you win these games. If you beat a charging Chargers team, now you can believe in the success and what the coaches are telling you in the meeting rooms. If you beat a Kansas City team that's on a rise, you can really believe in the strength of your team. So great opportunity to gain some confidence, but they have to run the ball. Aim for 25 carries per game. That's the way you get it done, especially against top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Troy, we talked about this many times. Right now, there is no home field advantage for the Broncos. They've lost to the Raiders and the Eagles at home already this season. This is something that has to change for Vic Fangio and this team.
Well, absolutely. Over their last 13 home games, Lionel, they're 4-9. That's what's created the frustration. And you know what? Dog won't bark. 17 points a game at home this season. They've got to reach 25 points a game. Ryan talks about 25 carries a game. That will help them. But they got to get to 25 points a game. Last year, they went 1-5 in the AFC West. To change that, you've got to beat the Chargers at home and the Chiefs at home to have any chance to contend.
Well, the Chargers averaging over 26 points a game, so 27 might be the number.
27.
All right, Ryan, Chargers won a track meet with the Steelers Sunday night. Justin Herbert, 3 touchdown passes. He ran for 90 yards, too. Oof. And Austin Eckler from Eaton, Colorado, scored 4 touchdowns. This is a top 10 offense, but the Broncos defense should be healthier after 2 weeks between games.
Yeah, and the big thing is with the bye week, the defensive backfield gets to rest their legs. These are the freshest legs that they're going to have all season. It makes a huge difference to players, especially in the secondary. And hopefully you get Bradley Chubb back. That would help tremendously going against the Chargers.
Yeah, Troy, we're talking about Chubb coming back to practice, coming off the bye week. A lot of players coming and going on the injured list, off the injured list, and the COVID list, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully Chubb can play because he really helps also in the run game, not just in pass rush. But Garrett Bowles goes on the COVID list earlier this week. He must have 2 negative tests as a vaccinated player to play on Sunday, so there's still a chance. Also, Bobby Massey, right tackle, they're hopeful he will play, along with linebacker Baron Browning, who was missed against the Eagles.
All righty then, here we go, guys. Ryan, you first. For the Broncos to beat the Chargers, get to 6-5 on the season, what do they need to do on Sunday?
Get 2 turnovers. Stop the offense from charging towards the end zone twice. If they can do that, plus run the football, the Broncos win on Sunday.
Run the football. I've heard that before somewhere. Troy, how do the Broncos win this game Sunday?
Yeah, you got to take care of the ball. You've got to run the football well, but also keep it close enough to allow the Chargers special teams, not your own, to implode. They have been terrible on special teams the last 2 years, so keep the game close and get a block kick or a block punt to swing it to your advantage.
All right, there you have it. Write that down, Broncos country. All right, that's it. Well done, Ryan and Troy. Alexis, let's send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Lionel. Well, still to come here on Broncos Country Connected, Ryan Harris will join me to break down the top 5 plays that we've seen so far this season. Don't go anywhere.
Broncos Country Connected is presented by Carpet Mill Outlets. Bigger discounts, better selections.
Welcome back to Broncos Country Connected. I'm Alexis Perry, joined by Super Bowl 50 champion Ryan Harris, who is here thanks to FanDuel. And he's going to break down the top 5 plays from the first 10 games of the season that need to be replicated down the stretch if the Broncos hope to make the playoffs. So number 5, let's start week 1, Broncos at Giants, and Melvin Gordon set the tone early for his season with this 70-yard touchdown run.
And you want to start with this to show the guys what they're capable of. And this really comes down to 2 blockers right here. You're going to get your tight end and your tackle to create some space, create a lane, but also for Melvin Gordon to realize I can run 70 yards and score a touchdown. These are the types of plays that coaches show when you come back from a bye week. Look at everybody working, and one last move up top, and you go down the sidelines and look at that breakaway speed. Players love to see plays like this. This is something you want to see more of. And I bring it up for the first play because it is clear, too, the Broncos are a run-first offense. So you want to run the ball. Let your team know that that's a focal point moving forward.
All right, Ryan, number 4, week 9 in Dallas. It was Denver's most dominant defensive showing so far this season. And the rookie Caden Stearns, he made a memorable play on Dak Prescott for his 2nd pick of his career.
Yes, and this is communication, right? And this is what they call a handoff. Yes, defenses have handoffs, too. Caden Stearns is going to be covering the receiver receiver in the slot. And as soon as that receiver starts coming across the field here, he's going to hand it off to Kareem Jackson. But it doesn't stop there. He continues to play. And after he hands the ball off, he's going to cut in and get that pick right about there. You need more of this, more Caden Stearns, but this is communication, technique, and execution. So as the play continues to develop, let me press play here real quick. There we go. You're going to see Caden Stearns gets his matchup, and then, whoop, there's the handoff. And he's getting back underneath and gets under for that pick. He wanted to keep his feet. If he'd have kept his feet there, he might have made it to the end zone. But that's what you want to see more of. Communication, constant handoffs with your teammates to make sure that they know and they have their responsibility, but then go make a play. When your job leaves, go find work. They say that all the time in the NFL, and the Broncos can do that defensively.
Yeah, Ryan, and I don't think Vic Fangio would be complaining about a few more takeaways here down the final stretch of the season. Okay, let's go ahead and move along. Number 3, it is Week 7, Broncos visiting the Browns. Teddy Bridgewater finds Javonte Williams out of the backfield.
And it's how he does it. It's a screen. You can run screens in the NFL. A lot of the top teams in the AFC are running screens frequently. One of the things it does as well is it forces the defenders to think anytime they beat an offensive lineman. So the offensive line's key on a screen is, hey, give 1, 2, and then let them go. So the defensive player, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, I got a sack. When they're screaming, getting past the line, you're thinking, no, you don't. I'm setting you up. And that's what happens here. You're going to see Javonte Williams sneak out to the left, and boom, he's got a parade in front of him, and he gets to the end zone all from the work in front of him. You got to throw that play in there early and often. It sets off the defensive rush like we mentioned. It also messes with the defense in the backfield with their keys. If I'm Pat Shurmur, I'm getting screens at least once a game, if not twice, to keep the defense off balance.
All right, Ryan, more screens down the stretch. I love it. All right, let's move along to number 2. It's another Pookie Williams play, this time against the Cowboys. It's 2nd and 10, and Williams rips off a 30-yard run.
And I love what happens on this play. You're going to get Jerry Jeudy motion that comes all the way around and goes back out. And one of the things that you're going to watch, too, with Pookie Williams, as you call it, I love that nickname. That's so awesome, right? Where do you get a nickname like that? He's going to take it through that left side of the offensive line. That's going to create some big holes. And I brought this up to reiterate, run the ball. They ran it 38 times. They called runs against the Cowboys. Well, then the following week they did 18 runs. You got to stay in that 25-run area. So I'm showing this film for Pat Shurmur and all the fans. Make sure you call the run. What I love is that motion. See how much the defense changes just by Jerry Jeudy running like that? And then here comes the handoff. Quinn Miners is coming through. And then look at the big finish from Quinn Miners right there. He's not done working yet. He's still hungry. It's like Thanksgiving out there for him already. Let your linemen eat and let your running backs eat as well. Pookie Williams, Javonte Williams has been a bright star for this offense. Give him more opportunities.
All right, Ryan, the number 1 play, last but not least, of course, it is also from that impressive showing in Dallas. It's 1st and 10, and instead of a run play early, Shurmur calls for a Bridgewater bomb to the $30 million man, Tim Patrick.
Well, you want to earn money, you got to look like this. Tim Patrick's going to be at the top of your screen, and one of the many reasons why they re-signed Tim Patrick to that extension is he works throughout the play. This cornerback here is going to kind of muscle him to the sideline, but that doesn't stop Tim Patrick from finishing the play with the touchdown. And this is what the fans love as well, seeing some good blocking, Teddy Bridgewater stepping up in the pocket and then delivering that strike deep down the field to Tim Patrick. One of the things he does not lack is belief. And when you have a receiver who believes in himself, their ability to get open, big plays are always around. Congratulations to Tim Patrick and Courtland Sutton, 2 players who I think have worked harder than anybody to be on the field and help these Broncos win games.
Yeah, Ryan, such an amazing story. Tim Patrick, he went from a walk-on at Utah to undrafted in the NFL. Congratulations to him on his big deal, and of course to Courtland Sutton as well. Ryan, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, well, still to come here on Broncos Country Connected, learn how 2 Broncos hope to change young lives by giving back. But first, a few of my favorite still images from the first 10 weeks of the season, snapped by team photographer Gabriel Christus. Welcome back to this final segment of Broncos Country Connected, presented by Ford. At this point in his NFL career, Tyrie Cleveland's impact on the football field has been limited, but the impact he hopes to have in the community is limitless. Nick Rothschild shows us how Cleveland plans to inspire future generations with encouragement.
In trouble in the backfield, wants to throw now, and he's going to go deep. And I mean deep, and I mean touchdown, Florida! Tyrie Cleveland in a miracle finish.
My vision's so big, it scares me sometimes.
To play in the NFL, you have to dream big.
Once I got to drafted last year, I wanted to put it in work.
But most of Tyrie Cleveland's dreams have nothing to do with football.
I want to start me a foundation. It's not about me. At the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about impacting as much people as I can and being a blessing to people, because God blessed me to be in this position.
While in college at Florida, he found a passion for helping kids.
I go to elementary schools. After a couple months, kids asking, when he coming back, when he coming back?
See, Tyrie didn't have many positive role models while he was growing up. So this is his opportunity to break that cycle.
Show kids that it's a better way to life than to just video games or just staying stuck in the house or being around violence. So I just told them just encouraging. I'm a big encouraging person. I just want to see everybody do great things in life, and just me just being in their ear, just encourage them to do better, keep pushing, keep working.
He likes talking to younger kids, but looking to the future, there's no limit to the lives he hopes to improve.
Being where I'm at now, thankful for the blessings in my life. I just want to be a blessing to others. So it's so much I want to do for the youth. It's so much I want to do for my people. So much I want to do for people across the world. So man, it scared me sometimes.
Scared but not static, Tyrie Cleveland follows his heart.
It's humility, unity, strength, and honor,
allowing his potential to blossom on and off the field.
Well, Tyrie Cleveland isn't the only Bronco with big dreams of having an even bigger influence on young lives in our community. Broncos running back Melvin Gordon kicked off his bye week by hosting his first ever Vibes Golf Club charity event to raise $10,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Denver. Here's a look at how Gordon used the game of golf to create an unforgettable evening of giving back.
Get these vibes right, man, you know what I mean? Vibe out with the kids, get right. I've been in these kids' positions before. Like I said, I've been a part of the Boys and Girls Club, and being in Wisconsin and Kenosha, we weren't fortunate enough to have someone, player or professional athlete from any sort, come support us or come talk to us or give us some book bags or anything like that. I'd have took a signature or receipt or anything from a professional athlete when I was a kid, man, just to see them show up. So, I just feel like it's big to just give back regardless of where you are. It don't take much to make kids happy, They just want a good time and, just be kids, Just find a reason to be kids and smile, man. So it's good to see other kids smiling. Just seeing people smile in general is a good feeling. I learned how to close this space to this club, and we pop it. Yeah, hitting the golf ball is just, you think playing at this level of being a professional athlete, it'd be easy to just go out there and pick up some clubs. You get hit and chased around by 365-pound linemen, get up like nothing happened, and then you go out here and hit this little ball that don't weigh anything, and you can't swing, you can't hit it, it don't go far, it frustrates you. So I think golfing is way harder than what people think. One of these kids might be someone so famous, and we just don't know. And then they'll be right here and have people in front of them, and it'll be other kids sitting there, and then you never know with those kids, So that's what this brings, man. This opportunity just to make more kids happy, man. You got to just keep that going, because that's what it's really about.
Well, that's all the time we have for Broncos Country Connected, but be sure to join us next week as we break down Denver's Week 12 matchup against the LA Chargers. Until then, from all of us here with the Denver Broncos and Denver 7, happy Thanksgiving.
Broncos Country Connected is brought to you by Ford Trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough.